Preamps and outboard gear at long last. I am excited, nay, honored to be reviewing this amazing product today. And if you love audio as much as I do, you're going to want to stick around for this. It's going to be a big video, but trust me, it's worth it to stay with me, I think. But what do I know? It's the DIY recording equipment color duo dual mic preamp and stereo bus processor. And I built it. Oh, it's the top amount of nerdy stuff ever caught on camera in the studio, and it's coming right up. So, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm Matt Mardigan. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when the new content drops onto you or something. Cheers. So yeah, the headlines were accurate. I not only built a 2-channel rack mount preamp, but also several of the colors that pop into it. Oh yes, colors. But what is you even talking about, you might be asking? I'll get to that. But first, what even is a DIY recording equipment? DIY, which is do-it-yourself, recording equipment. It's a company that sends out kits to build what would otherwise be prohibitively expensive audio gear. Their logo looks like this. See? DIYRE. DIYRE? The company began as a DIY wiki back in 2010, which was inception and unstoppable ago. It was founded by freelance audio engineer Peterson Goodwin in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. Peterson's dream is to put a soldering iron in every recording studio. He wants to empower everyone who works with audio to build or repair their own gear. I think back in the old days, that's exactly what an audio engineer did. The man who trained me back in the early 90s used to pull off the channel strips and change components in the consoles. At least that's my experience. DIYRE makes and sells all kinds of different kits, from 500 series units to full racks and also mics and DI boxes and stuff of that nature. One of the coolest things they make is the color format. Now let me explain what colors are. Imagine, if you will, a software preamp plugin that emulates the sound of certain famous preamps or consoles. But inside that plugin, you can switch from the sound of a Neve 1073, say, to the sound of an SSL console. Sounds like many plugins we've already had, right? You can just switch things and there you go, right? Now, take that exact scenario and apply it to actual physical analog hardware, real stuff, okay? And instead of a digital switch that changes the digital algorithm, it's a physical swapping out of small analog circuit boards and replacing them with other analog circuit boards. They just plop right in, just plop. This is what the color system is. Analog plugins. Not analog sounding plugins. I mean actual analog plugins. Like you physically plug them in. They're the real plugins, you know what I'm saying? Colors, the concept, was invented by Peterson along with Link Simpson. Brad McGowan from Louder Than Liftoff added his idea too with the RGB LED feature, which I'll get to later on. The color format is divided into 2 parts, colors and palettes. The colors are small physical analog circuit boards that can be swapped in and out. And those little circuit boards are all actually different colors. The circuit boards themselves are different colors, depending on which circuit you have. Some are red, some are blue, some are yellow, etc. The palettes are the physical devices that the colors fit into. They provide the controls, the power, the support circuitry for the colors. So they're the actual hardware devices with the knobs. There are 500 series palettes like the Color 500 palette or the CP5 mic preamp. And of course, the full one-space rack mount mic preamp called the Color Duo. And that's the palette that I have here today. This is an absolutely wonderful concept. When you order the colors and palettes from DIYRE, you can choose to order the kit, which you build yourself, or purchase them already fully assembled for an additional fee. There are 3 palettes to choose from, and 23 colors so far. I counted, I might be wrong. If you're watching this video in the future, there probably are even more colors available now. They're all like little plugins, and they, anyway. Some colors are made by DIYRE, and some from third-party manufacturers like Louder Than Liftoff, Ison Audio, Tonecraft Audio, and more. Some of the third-party colors come already assembled, like some of the Louder Than Liftoff ones do. The various colors consist of console clones or compressors or EQs and all kinds of stuff like that. The colors I have with me today, I assembled myself. I've got 2 of the CTX, 2 of the 15 IPS, and 1 of the FA38 aubergine. I also have a single compressor color that came pre-assembled. I'll explain each color I have here and what they do very soon. First, let me talk about building the Color Duo mic preamp stereo bus processor. I'd like to preface this with the admission that I am an electronics novice. Aside from slightly modifying a few CB radios when I was a teenager and making cables, from time to time I have had pretty much next to no circuit board experience. The only circuit board experience I've recently had was swapping a capacitor in the AKG P420 mic, and that was a surface mount part. I did a whole video about it. But that's it. So I went into this a novice, but I came out of this a soldering veteran. There is nothing like building a massive rack preamp to bolster your self-confidence and self-esteem. The Color Duo came completely unassembled. Disassembled? Not yet assembled. Each component came in various numbered bags. I was required to go online to bring up the detailed build guide PDF. And let me tell you, the instructions were amazing. I'm telling you, these instructions were the best I have ever seen from any product I've ever assembled. This includes IKEA chairs, propane barbecues, and kids' toys. I mean, they give you instructions on how to properly solder, like through-hole circuit board, like how to properly solder. In case you don't even know, like they do everything. Of course, I knew, but I've been listening to Electronics for Dummies. So yeah. Hands down, the best instructions on Earth. They were easy to understand, very clear. Each step has macro photos that show you what you'll be doing, and then they have an interactive build guide along with resistor value calculators. They've got everything you need right there. I'm telling you, with instructions like these, a medium-sized child could build this. So I slowly built the Color Duo over a few days. It took me about 10 hours for the entire Color Duo, along with the 5 colors. My studio was a mess while I was building it because I had everything everywhere. It's not very big. There's not a lot of space here. I initially made only one mistake throughout the entire build process. I forgot to install one capacitor on one of the 2 15 IPS colors. I found out I was short a couple of components due to a version change of the circuit board, and Peterson UPS'd me them right away. Then one of my switches was sticking, so Peterson once again UPS'd me over a replacement really fast, only to find out that I really suck at desoldering. I ended up lifting up a pad and some trace along with it. Rookie mistake. Rookie. What is this? What is it, Bush League? There's nothing like royally screwing up when building a massive rack preamp to deflate your confidence and self-esteem. But once again, Peterson was on the case and helped me through it. I got it repaired, and it's as good as new. And it was all my fault, so not them, me. Now, This isn't some special treatment that I got because I have a channel. If you look at reviews online about DIY recording equipment, you'll notice a massive amount of people talk about how awesome Peterson is and how attentive and helpful he was during their own builds. I have absolutely no idea how he has this much patience and understanding. I can just imagine the types of emails he gets. Hats off to him, man. But if there was ever a company to begin learning electronics from, it's DIY recording equipment. Just amazing service. Okay, without further ado, this is a hyperlapse of me building the color duo and some colors at my desk back there. It's the beginning of an addiction, I think. Building electronics is so much fun and so satisfying that it's almost addictive. I say almost. It's addictive. Yeah, it is. It really is. I instantly want to build more. I crave it fortnightly. But does it work? What I built, does it work? Did I do it all right? Did I do it okay? Did it work? Was it all for naught? You're damn right it works. I can confidently say that 100% of every electronic device I have built has worked flawlessly. Of course, the Color Duo is the only electronic device I've ever built, but still 100%, one for one. High five. And I owe it all to DIY recording equipment and their stellar instructions and the saintly Peterson Goodwin. Okay, so let's have a look at the finished unit and let you know what it does. The DIYRE Color Duo is a beast. It's a 2-channel mic preamp that can also function as a stereo bus processor. On the front face, there's a series of buttons and knobs. They're all the same series of buttons and knobs twice for 2 channels. All the knobs are stepped, so you can match each channel perfectly if you want to use this as an outboard insert. From the left, we have the gain knob. It goes from plus 20 decibels all the way to plus 66 decibels. So plenty of gain to push an SM7B. Next, we have 6 buttons. The 48-volt phantom power button, an 80 Hz high-pass filter button, the color button that engages the color section, which when in the off position completely bypasses the color section, a phase button to flip the polarity, a -20 decibel pad, and finally the mic line selector. Next, we have 3 color switches to turn on the respective colors and their corresponding knob to adjust the level of each color. When each color is turned on, the LED light indicates which color is in that slot by automatically changing to a unique hue that corresponds to the color of the inserted PCB. That was Brad McGowan's LED idea from Louder Than Liftoff. So if I have the yellow color of the 15 IPS module, the LED light will turn yellow when engaged. If the red CTX color is in that slot, the LED will change to red. The color duo is equipped to take 3 separate colors per channel for a total of 6 potential colors. You can arrange them however you want, or rearrange them how you want. Next, we have a trim knob, which adjusts the post-color volume, and a mix knob, which blends the dry signal with that of the colored signal. The exact same switches and knobs are repeated over here on the second channel, but there's one final sole button all the way over to the right. This is the active switch. This cuts power to the drawer before you remove it for swapping colors. This is so you get no pops when removing and changing the colors. Drawer, you say? Why, yes, I did say drawer, because watch this. On either side of the front face are thumb screws. By turning them counterclockwise, you can easily and quickly pull the organized guts out in order to change the colors. You don't need to power the unit down or use any tools to swap out the colors. They simply pop in and pop out, just like that. You can mix and match the colors based on your needs at the time. Isn't that just amazing? It's like a hardware version of plugins, like I said earlier. I love that concept. This concept is, it's tops. Anyway, along the back, you've got all your ins and outs and power connections. At the far left, you've got the power connector. Of course, this requires a separate power supply that comes with the unit. You don't have to build that. It comes ready to go. Beside that is a through connector. This will allow you to power multiple color duos with a single power supply. You can daisy chain up to 4 duos with one power supply using 5-pin XLR cables. Next, we've got an XLR mic input and an XLR line input, along with an XLR and 1/4-inch TRS outputs. This is repeated on the second channel. I think it's important to note that you can mount the color duo however you like and permanently leave both the line inputs along with both XLR mic inputs connected at the same time, and then simply toggle between them with the mic line switch on the front. This is an ideal setup if you want to use the color duo for both a dual mic preamp or as an insert coming out from your DAW to the duo and back into your DAW for mixing, or DAW. I say DAW, some people say DAW. So how about the different colors? Here I have all the slots filled with various colors, and I'll briefly touch on each one of them. The CTX is a transformer color based on the transformers that were found in 70s era American consoles. That's right, the API consoles. They were built from discrete op-amps and transformers, same as the CTX color. It combines a high-quality Cinemag transformer with the Red 25 discrete op-amp. At low levels, it's a very subtle saturation that will stack up over many tracks to create a wonderful finished sound to your recordings. At high levels, you get that thick transformer saturation. So nice. I have a CTX on each channel here. I built both of them. Next is the 15 IPS, IPS. IPS stands for inches per second, and wouldn't you know it, this color recreates the electronics of tape machines running at 15 inches per second, like a Studer or an Ampex. It replicates the 3 important parts of recording with tape: compression, harmonic saturation, and filtering. Among other components, it's got soft limiting from new old stock germanium diodes and multiple Class A transistor stages for rich, complex saturation. I have a 15 IPS on each channel as well, and just like the CTX, I built these ones too. Next is the FA38 aubergine. Aubergine is the European word for an eggplant. I just learned that. I had no idea. I guess you really can teach an old trick to new dogs. My guess is it's named aubergine due to the purple color of its PCB. This color is a recreation of the famous and rare purple Trident A-range consoles. There were only 13 of them ever delivered back in 1971. These consoles are almost mythical. The FA38 color was designed by Ken Pearsall of Fetish Audio. Ken spent years working on and repairing those rare Trident consoles and knows exactly what makes them tick. The FA38 is the actual correct circuitry from a purple Trident channel strip. Each component was hand-picked to match the console exactly. It relies on Class A transistors to give it that special sound. And when you switch on the FA38 color on the Duo, the light goes purple to correspond to the PCB. I only built one of these, so I will not be using it as a stereo bus jobby, but I can use it as a mono insert or as a mic preamp. And lastly, we have a VCA compressor. I have absolutely no idea about this one. It came pre-assembled. But it's a compressor with physical switches on the module itself that switches between fast or slow, or 3 dB attenuation or 10 dB attenuation. I only have one of those as well. So again, a mono insert or to make a mic preamp channel strip. And those are the colors I have here today. There are many more, like SSL, API, or Neve color modules that are based on those guys, along with EQ and compressors, all really neat stuff. The Color Duo uses all premium components, names like Vishay, Harting, Neutrik, and more. The mic input impedance is 3.6 ohms without the pad engaged and 7.2 ohms with the pad engaged. The Color Duo weighs a lot. I have no idea what it weighs. It's heavy. That's how much it weighs. It measures... Oh, hold on a second. Let me just find my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, this measuring tape was used by an 11-year-old hacker nicknamed Zero Cool in 1988 when he crashed the New York Stock Exchange and caused it to drop by 7 points. I picked it up from his girlfriend, Acid Burn, back in 96. Anyway. It measures 19 inches wide with the included rack ears, 17 inches without. It is 1.72 inches tall and 8.5 inches deep. I went with inches because the precise measurements were already included in the printed instruction manual, and I didn't want to use the 17 seconds to do it myself. So now to test the sound. Welp, shocker. You've been hearing me through the Color Duo this entire time. I've been using the CTX color. How do you think it sounds? So when I started this, I turned on the CTX and then I was talking. I said, oh, that's a little bit too much. Oh, that's a little bit too much. And I kept turning it down until I think I got where you can definitely hear the saturation, but it's not overpowering. But if I get really loud, you can hear that saturation. That is a real transformer in an op amp. That's what you're hearing. I mean, it sounds so good. When you put this, I'll explain. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So let's do some other tests here. Let's head into the computer and try some stuff. Okay, so I'm using Studio One today. I just noodled around and recorded some bass and drums so I could show you what the colors sound like. And then I quickly realized that this little music piece sounds an awful lot like the Tragically Hip. Oops. But it'll do for this demonstration. Okay, so I've loaded up some instances of Pipeline here in Studio One. Pipeline sends whatever is on that track out of my Apollo through whatever outboard gear I have and then back onto the track, like back into the DAW into the track. So essentially it's working as an actual plugin. And you can see I can put it before or after. There's before limiter, there's after limiter, and it works just like adding a plugin, except I'm actually going to be using the Color Duo. So I've got all my colors here ready to go, and I can put on 1, 2, 3, all of them at once, or whatever. So here's the sound of this music thing I did. I just noodled around with, without any color. This is just raw, okay? Yeah, see that Tragically Hip thing? Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I just was doing something on bass guitar, and then next thing you know, I ripped off a song. Anyway, So that is the raw sounds, okay? So let's solo the drum track, and let's hear this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn on the pipeline here. So I'm going directly out of here and then into here, the color duo. But I don't have any colors on just yet, and we'll just play live, and you'll hear it as I play around. So that's the sound of the CTX color. I've got the CTX color on full blast so you can hear what it sounds like. And next I'm going to do the 15 IPS. So let's play around. So I'm going to go just back and forth. You'll see me go. So that's the 15 IPS. Man, does that ever sound like overloading a tape machine? Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay, so let's play around so we get something nice. All right. That actually sounds really good. I like that. It's really gnarly and nasty, but not too much. It's good. So let's hear it raw without. Now with. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Okay, so now I'm going to mute this channel, bring up just the bass. So that's the bass that I played. So let's try playing around with CTX, and then I will go to the 15 IPS, and then I'll try aubergine, the FA38. All right, so yeah, you could hear. Doesn't that sound great? I mean, I don't know how it's going to come across on YouTube, but I'm going to tell you, to me, you can hear the difference between the CTX, the 15 IPS, and the FA38 for sure. So that'll give you a good indication of what you can do with this. I think it sounds so good, so good. And of course, I also wrote and recorded a mini song to showcase what the color format can do. Wouldn't be this channel if I didn't try that. I used this mic here, the SE Electronics T2, in regular cardioid mode to record all the parts, except I went DI for the bass and the drums are a VST instrument. I chose the T2 because I've had it on my desk for a couple of weeks and it has no color of its own, no transform or anything like that, so I chose this one. I used the Color Duo as a mic preamp, and I used the FA38 aubergine color for the clean electric guitars and the CTX color for the distorted guitars. Then I ran each track back out and through the Color Duo as an outboard insert. I used the CTX color for the vocals, guitars, and bass, and then I used the 15 IPS color for the drums. Then I mastered the song by throwing the entire mixed song through the 15 IPS color just for that final analog saturation sparkle. I purposely overdid the color on this song. I wanted it to be very obvious. I didn't think I would prefer the result since I went so extreme, but actually it really works. Ain't nothing digital about this song. Behold.
Duo, the Color Duo. Oh, you made my ears complete, but the other guys, they can't compete with you. Oh, because they're digital and you're analog. Oh, you know. Duo, the Color Duo. You can change your colors anytime, which is more than I can say for myself. I know, because they're digital, yeah, and you're analog. Oh, you know. Ooh, they're digital, and you're analog, yeah.
Okay, so where can you get one and how much does it cost? To purchase the DIY recording equipment Color Duo, head on over to DIYrecordingequipment.com and there you can order it. The price is only $500 for the entire kit at the time of this video. This price doesn't include the colors. So that's a 2-channel mic preamp that doubles as a stereo bus processor or hardware insert for $500. And it's premium parts in there. Or if you don't want to build it yourself, you can have them send you a fully assembled unit for $300 additional. So that's $800 for a high-quality modular mic pre that comes fully assembled. But where's the fun in that? If you've never built something like this before, I urge you to try it. It'll be a new and incredibly handy skill you've unlocked, and it feels amazing. But how much for each individual color? Well, they differ in price a little bit, but they all hover around the $100 price point. For example, the CTX is $100 each. The 15 IPS is $75 each, and the FA38 aubergine is $100 each. You can also bundle the Color Duo along with several colors to save money. There's a primary color package, a 70s character package, and a dirt and grit package. Maybe you want this color system, but you don't need a whole rack. You can grab one of the two 500 series palettes. Both the CT5 mic preamp and the Color 500 series palettes are only $200 each, those kits. $200 and you can get into this color system. I mean, that gets you into the game. You could even pick up new colors as you go, like $100 a pop. Collect them all. I'm gonna collect them all. Or if you know your way around electronic circuits already, you can design your own colors. Did you hear what I just said? Let's just hear it again. Back up. Design your own colors. Did he say design your own? He did. I did. You can also get a color prototyping PCB kit for only $5. Okay? So experiment, make your own colors. You can literally get one that fits in the slot and you can just design your own colors. I think that's total, absolute sauce. So, do I recommend the whole color format? Oh, yes. Do I recommend the Color Duo in particular? You better believe it. There's just something about building your own anything that makes it super special. But even if you had this shipped to you pre-built, it's amazing value. And I just want to say that because when I get real close to the mic, I hope I'm not, I've got a limiter on here, so I hope I'm not hitting it too hard, but you can hear that transformer. You can hear the sound on this T2 mic. Oh, man. Oh. You can finally achieve various preamp compressors and outboard gear sounds without using emulating plugins or spending tens of thousands of dollars to get all the different kinds, right? This was a fabulous. This was a fabulous idea, and I'm so glad I got to participate in this. And I want to say something very important. This is world-class gear that just so happens to come as a kit. It's world-class. Everyone can do this. You can build this yourself. It's not just for hobbyists. It's not as daunting as I thought it would be. Like, it was all sitting there, and I was looking at it, and I said, oh my God, I got to build this? I don't know how to do anything. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? But I did it. And it was fun. It was easy. At first, I was like, I can't even listen to music because distraction, you know, like when you turn down the radio to look for an address. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that. And I was like, I got to turn everything off. I got to concentrate on this. I got to make sure I get everything right. And after a while, it's so easy that I was like, all right, time to listen to electronics for dummies while I'm doing this. I'm learning about electronics while I'm building electronics. It's that easy. I may be very experienced with working with audio, but I'm not experienced with building any electronics at all. Yet I did it, and easily. I'd love for you, yes, you, the one watching this right now, you know I'm looking right at you, I would like you to also enjoy that empowered feeling that can only come from building your own audio gear. And you won't have to do it alone. DIYRE recording equipment will be with you every step of the way. He's in the bathroom with you, you know, handing you toilet paper. Those instructions should win an award. There should be an instructions award. Televised. ABC. Tune in, 8/7 Central. You know what I mean? Instruction awards. They would win it. They would win all the awards. I can't thank Peterson enough for working with me on this and helping me anytime I needed it. He's a fabulous bloke, and I wholeheartedly support DIY recording equipment without equivocation. I'll be recommending them forever. Also, they've got a new 500 series mic preamp that took years of research to pull off. It's called the 73P Class A preamp, and it's based on the Neve 1073. What? It's got a 3-stage amplifier and Carnhill input and output transformers and all that good stuff. I am really hoping to get my hands on one of those before their next batch release in September, because you guys would love it. The price is insane. It's insane. It's insane for a 73. Anyway, I know you guys would really love to see a review of that one too. So I'm going to try to get one on my channel. And that's it. Well, That'll just about do it for all of me here at the Time Preservation Society. I am the greatest swordsman that ever lived. Bye now. End transmission. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around and watching this whole video. It was awesome. I thought it was awesome. I'm a nerd. Not a geek, a nerd. Watch these videos. Bye-bye.